What's up? What's up? What's up? Give me 1 second here. Get this going. I think we're good. We're good. We're good. We're back online. There we go. What's up, folks? Seth here at Plastic Galaxy Toy Store. Hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's, whatever that may be. If it was anything like mine, it was just sitting home watching movies. So, but maybe you guys had some festive time. Hope you guys have fun and were safe. And hope, and then we gotta always do that again. There we go. Boom. Hope you guys are all recovered from whatever you indulged in last night. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, because trust me, I know about that. Thank you, Chi. Happy New Year. Click. Happy New Year, GT. Happy New Year. But yeah, pretty uneventful for me last night. Just kind of laid low. 1 second. Hold on a second. Let me check this out. Give me 1 second. We up and running? I think we're good. There we go. A little background music there. What's up, folks? So yeah, cool. For those that just as a programming note, we're having our live sale tomorrow. I didn't want to do one today because I figured people would be kind of under the weather, and rightfully so. And also, it's a good day to spend with your family. If obviously, if you're off for work. If not, back to the grind. But my point is, tomorrow we'll have a live sale. Thursday will be our first sale of 2020, right? That'd be crazy. Lots of cool stuff. I've saved up some few things here. I'm always saving stuff and getting stuff in. So lots of fun. I hope you guys will tune in, if nothing more, just to see me ramble on about Star Wars. It's always fun to see that, right? Every once in a while you may find something you want to pick up. There you go. Let's see what we got here. Steve Hannity. Let's see. Well, chime in. Let's just have a little discussion or whatever. Let me know what you guys did. Did you guys go see a movie? Did you? Happy New Year, Jeremy. Yes. Let me know what you guys did. Did you guys go out and paint the town, or did you stay home and uh, you know eat some pizza and watch a movie? That's what I did. Like I said, I'm pretty low key these days. Terry Allen, what's up, man? Everybody's out there. Yeah, it's been a pretty busy week this week. Let's see who's in there. Terry, Mike. Let's see. Yeah, everybody must be still recouping from the night before. And I get it. I've been there, done that. Kind of past that threshold. The Rise of Skywalker for the third time. Wow. Joe Joseph stayed home from the crazy. That's probably a good, a good philosophy. Especially on that day, you get the everybody who doesn't go out a lot. They go out on that one day, and after a couple cocktails, whatever, they're pretty wild usually because they're not used to it or what have you. But it is what it is. Oh, nice! That's awesome, man. You have to show me a picture of that. I think I saw that. Terry. I think I did see that. I think you may have posted that in a group or something. That's awesome, man. Those mailers are awesome. I've been actually I was offered some of those not too long ago, and they're awesome. But man, they're just so expensive. And it's a niche group of people that like those, and I like it all. But it's just so hard because some people, it's a different kind of area, kind of like prototypes and that kind of thing. It's like really niche depending upon what you like. But it's still awesome. Happy New Year, Tony. Modern 12 Fet. Man, let me write that down. I did actually look. I don't think I may have some carded stuff like the small guys, but I don't have the 12-inch one. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check, but I think I've got some of the smaller ones, like I said, like the Power of the Force 2 and whatnot. But I don't have a whole lot of modern Fet stuff. But I won't lie to you and say I do, but I've got a ton of like storage stuff to go through, and it's not like labeled out or like I said, separated or whatever, cataloged. It's just ridiculous how much stuff that is. But yeah, man, I'll check again, but I may have some smaller stuff, but not the big stuff. Okay, loose graded Joe Joseph, cool, awesome. That's loose graded. Okay, what's up, Brad? What's up, Gerard Sean Merchant? Hello, what's up, man? I remember you from a while back. I think. I might be wrong. Forgot to address that question. Happy New Year, all. I've got to dip out to keep watching my Crimson Tide, but I see you. Oh, got you, man. Got you, man. I went and watched the Horns beat the Tar out of Utah. Oh, nice. Yeah, you know what's funny? I didn't even watch that. I didn't even think about that. Awesome. That's good. That was a good win for him. Need R2s, Joe Joseph. R2s. You know what? I want to make your dream come true tomorrow. I think I've got some R2s that I want to have out there. So stand by. Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker, third time. I've seen it twice, and which vintage card. Got you, Kobe. What's up, Jeremy? Right, exactly. The baggies, man, that's like a whole different realm of, I've had a lot of, I got what was it, earlier this year, I think. I had like 120 baggies, or was it last year? I can't remember. And they're so hard because some of them mixed in there or with the right baggie, somebody had resealed some of them. It's just so ridiculous. And tracking that stuff down to make sure that's the right bag and the right type of seal can be daunting. I know the archive mentioned some of that, but that's kind of out of date too. So there's some updated stuff, but man, that's so hard. It's so hard to do. I'm just not, and that's why, it's just tough. It's cool though. I mean, I like all that stuff. There's a really good story, really good storage about that. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, you posted on Facebook. I thought I saw that. It's a cool one. Let's see, here we go. Tony, Tony's in there. Like I said, let me know. Like I said, what you guys did for those of you in there. Let me know what you guys did for New Year's. I always like hearing. I try to be as personal as possible without getting crazy close, but it's just kind of nice. It's the social hour. Yes, Chris, I do. You know what? Here's the thing. You're gonna kill me for saying this. I do. The problem with it is I those are things that I collect. And generally speaking, I don't sell stuff I collect because I just don't. I mean, depending if I'm upgrading. But yes, I've quietly amassed a really nice little poster collection. The bad thing about it is I don't have them displayed because I have a lot of different stuff. But it's just like getting frames for that and having wall space is like the challenge, right? How am I going to show this? And they're all 27 by 41. I do have some half sheets as well, but I can show you. Let me see. I'll be right back. One of my recent acquisitions, or however it's supposed to be said. Let me see if I can find this. Let me see which one it was. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find it. Yeah, this is it. I got this in a trade deal from one of my buddies, and happy to have it because it's just a cool poster. But I got two actually in this one, and one of them, which one of them I like because of what it is. The other one I like because I remember seeing it in the movie theater. So let's talk that. Let's talk about that. Hold on, here we go. These are two, and these, like I said, one is like a favorite of mine because it's not an expensive poster or like a sought after. I mean, I say sought after is subjective. It's not as pricey, but I like the other one because it's tough to get a hold of and it's cool. But I actually have more of a connection with the kind of more common one. So here is, let's talk about the more common one first. This is I think it's a style, forgot. Style A, I believe. So here it is. Actually, let me do it this way. That way I can show it. This is style A from, and I have a connection, like I said, because when I was at the movie theater, I saw this poster hanging up, and I always wanted it, and I just never really thought about it. But this is the Style A Return of the Jedi. I believe Style A is correct. Yes. I think that's right. But there it is. Really cool poster with the iconic blade going up into Return of the Jedi. So this is one of my favorites, man. And this is in real good shape. These aren't too hard to get. I mean, you can get these for a couple $100 in good shape. This is rolled, maybe 200-ish, something like that. But this is a cool one, of my favorite ones. And like I said, not a desirable one by like the standards out there from a value, but it's still cool. I like it. A really cool piece and one of my favorites. The other piece that I have, this one however, is kind of in the real desirable realm, but but it's I like it for what it is, but it said I'm glad to have it, but it's one of those things that I don't know. Here it is. This is a style B, I believe. Yeah. So this is the one sheet style B teaser. So the cool thing about this, to my knowledge, there it is. Can't show it all, but it is there. In a galaxy far, far away. So this would have come out obviously before the movie as a teaser. And to my knowledge, this is kind of where that slogan came from a long time ago, which is iconic. So you're getting the first kind of representation publicly of that slogan a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, which, that's cool in itself. It's kind of plain, obviously, but it's cool, right? So there it is. That's a cool piece. And like I said, those are kind of pricey, depending on condition. You'll be close to $1,000, depending on the day and all that stuff. But posters are cool. And somebody made a good point about posters. I'm showing Justin Haney. I'm talking about posters. Thank you. And Justin was the guy who did a trade deal with. So there you go. I do trade stuff, folks, all the time, especially if it's stuff I really like. Yeah, it's funny. Justin Haney popped in there. I was talking about somebody asked about posters, and I said, you just still rolled in the tube, man. Still got those. So that's where I got those from. It was hanging up on the wall, both of these, in his downstairs. Yeah, so cool pieces. And I've got quite a bit more, but somebody asked about posters, and I thought I'd just kind of showcase a couple of my fun ones. And the majority of the other ones are upstairs, hanging and whatnot. No, Justin, I don't sell this. I'm kind of a rare bird and stuff like that. If I collect, I don't sell stuff. Usually that's my personal, and there's nothing that it's some big deal. It's just when I buy stuff, I usually like it. Now I've traded up, but man, no, hell no. I still want to frame that dude. No, it's all good. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. And posters are like what's interesting about posters is somebody commented, made a good comment, rather messaged me about posters. Another guy I know about him. The interesting thing about posters is it's hard to, like a connection to toys kind of a thing from like a desirability standpoint. But posters, the thing about posters is they only made a finite amount of them, and most of them all these posters are supposed to be sent back to the manufacturer or the NSS or whoever issued them, right? So the movie theaters were not supposed to keep them, or they were thrown away and discarded. So you can imagine, obviously Star Wars is a big thing, lots of movie theaters, lots of them out there, but still, comparatively to like a toy or something, very small sample size. And we're not talking about millions, we're talking, a lot less. So they're tough to get a hold of in good shape. And the poster market right now is actually pretty strong. I don't know if it's because of that. I don't really get into that whole thing because I just buy stuff that I like. But posters are kind of on the rise, money-wise. They've kind of exploded. It looks like that's a situation where you can take a snapshot and say this, that, and the other. But it's still cool. I like them because there's something that you can actually have an attachment to going to the movie and seeing. And that's, for me, I'm real movie-related. I love movies, and so that's pretty cool. Happy New Year, Joan. Good to hear you. Man, I don't have any Letty stuff. Right. Well, I have to check that. I don't. Here's the thing about foreign stuff. I like it for what it is. The thing that I have with foreign stuff is as my position is what I sell stuff is. First of all, it's not, you don't see it every day and things like that. It's also a harder market to sell to. There are people that go crazy for them. It's just kind of like, I kind of like to stick with the mainline stuff and maybe some exteriors here and there because I feel like that's my wheelhouse, and getting outside of that becomes a little bit more challenging, and it's kind of hard to buck the trend. But I have sold things, some foreign things here and there. It really depends on the item. If it's like a Fed or something like that, like a removable rocket Fed or a Letty Fed, yeah, that's obvious. Or a removable hood Jawa, yeah, that's obviously going to command because there's like a pretty mystique around those things. But your run of the mill, Gamorrean Guard or whatever it may be. I'm really not as into that space enough to know, who would want that, and obviously. Those things have their own little market, so I don't know enough about them. And when I don't know enough about something, I usually don't get involved with it. It's kind of a good rule of business. Like, take calculated risks, but kind of stay in your lane, right? Scott, leave them to me in your will. Well, no. Before I die, I'm burning it all. No, I'm not. I'm gonna get buried with Star Wars posters in a casket. No, I'm just kidding. That would be funny though. What's up, Damien? What's up, man? Hope you guys are doing well. But no, so the posters are cool. I've got a lot more, some cool ones too, man. Like, I don't just get into Star Wars stuff, obviously, but I like other movies and stuff like that. Like, let's talk about, is that a good one? Yeah, here's a couple other ones, just to kind of I'm selling it, to show you what else I've got. There's a really cool movie poster from Child's Play. That's cool with the lightning going down like that, right? That's cool. It's in good shape as well. A little different take, little alternative poster for that. That may be an international one. If let's see. I can't remember. That was the alternative poster because the original poster is just the Chucky doll himself, but that's kind of a cool one. I'm a horror fan, but the movies are cool. They're kind of sometimes cheesy, but I like the artwork kind of better. What's up, Edward Rosso? So I don't know if you can see that poster or not. And this is another cool one of my favorite movies of all time. You have Superman 2 with the villains, if you will. The 3 Kryptonians, going after that. So all these are rolled, obviously. They're not going to show you everything, but you get the point. That's it's all about the artwork, man. I like people, back in the day, things are done by computer now, which is fine. Back then, somebody had to actually print this out and draw it out. And, the artwork is just different. It's not better. I like it better, but I'm not criticizing. I just happen to think it looks different. Cool pieces, stuff like that. What's up, Chris Kirby? What you doing, man? You back from your hiatus down under? Or abroad, whatever it was? To Colorado? Or Palm Springs? Or Zimbabwe, wherever it is you're at lately, jet set. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, one of these days, I keep saying this, but it's just a couple reasons. It's just me being lazy, more or less. I want to show you like all my stuff displayed at some point, just and not as a self like fulfilling thing, just because I know people like that stuff, and show you some different things, but I just don't have it displayed properly, and it's all in different areas and things like that. But I would like to do that one of these days, but I want the proper venue. I want to be able to do it justice. Ralph McQuarrie, Happy New Year, Chad. Yes, sir. Always. Mike McGilly. Yes, posters. Any Ralph McQuarrie prints? I don't think I have any. I've had a few, but no, I don't. But I will show you some cool stuff print-wise that you probably will likely. I say I don't know. It depends on your area of whatever. But I like showing some cool stuff, some 2D stuff. Okay, this is super cool. First off, some people would say it's only certain people will kind of get this, but. This is a transparency or a slide, if you will, kind of situation of an unproduced toy that Kenner was working on. Which is kind of cool to see. This is from the Empire Strikes Back, but if you notice, if you look right there, it's the Death Star space station. So this was actually, it was a mock-up or just the sheet of it or whatever, proof sheet, however you want to call it. It's an unproduced toy. It was never made. I think there was one made for Toy Fair or something, kind of mocked up, to my understanding. But this is super cool because this never made it to production, and it's obviously a transparent, so you can see behind it. I don't know if you can see exactly what I'm showing you because the lighting is probably off, but I'll bring it down if it shows. This is super cool as kind of one of those things that you kind of fall into to find it, and I kind of got this in a whim. It was a really good deal for me. Like I really liked it. So there's that. That's a cool piece. Unproduced toy from Star Wars. They never made Empire Strikes Back Death Star. Kind of neat. Happy New Year's to you as well. What's up, Don Barber? Sorry about the glare on that. You probably couldn't see it. I was sideways. This one is another cool piece that I picked up lately. Need to get this framed as well because this is actually seriously cool for things that I like too. This is an actual photograph from Kim Simmons, who Kim Simmons was kind of the main photographer through Empire Strikes Back line and Jedi, and I think some of the tail end of Star Wars the line on Kenner. But so this was just sideways, get a little shot there. Let me see if that's correct. Hold on. So you see right there, perfect. Okay, I'm trying to get the glare out. So this is cool because what this is a photograph of the display that they were making for the gondola display. So that's a lot of stuff. So in your toy stores back in the day, you'd have displays, right? You know, they don't really do it that much anymore, like this kind of thing, but they would have displays for the aisles and whatnot for Empire Strikes Back. Well, this was, they used the actual toys and they put the toys and they photographed. But this is an early kind of like staging, if you will, of the items, because you can see the changes being made. So this was a photograph of the area that was, obviously you can see the lighting trusses still in there, so this is not a finished piece, and the pieces are moved in different locations, and this is nowhere near the final, the actual final, what made it to production. But it's cool because it's kind of a pre-production photograph. I don't know how you describe that, but that's the best, there may be a better term out there, but it's Kim Simmons, once I said, and there's actually some changes being made on there. They're like brighter here, and you can notice it brighter, like need more lighting here, brighter here. Move this at this way, move this that way, move this that way. That's cool to me because it's just something different, right? You get to get in the mind of something that was going on at that time, which to me is really neat. So there you go. Just some interesting tidbits of stuff that some of you guys do know and don't know about, and some people care and don't care about. But stuff that I like that's different. I like the kind of the making of the scenes and things like that. Really cool. All those adits lined up. So cool stuff. Well, thank you, Tony. Yeah, Tony was actually there when I got that. That's right. I forgot about that. I think he was there. I think you were in that group, weren't you? I'm trying to remember. Yes, you were. You took us out there. I don't know why I'm second guessing that. You took us out there. But thank you. So that's kind of a cool piece that you don't get to see very often. Not that I care about that. I just like it. I'm always been the collecting mindset that it doesn't matter what anybody else cares about it. I like it. So, who cares? I mean, you start caring about what other people think about you or what you like or don't like. That's kind of, keeping up with the Joneses. Man. Those Joneses don't know anything. They're all broke anyway. Just kidding. I'm just joking. So there you go. So yeah, once again, we'll do I'm free to discuss or whatever. You got any other questions to me, go for it. But I'm reiterating again, tomorrow, live still, 7 p.m. Central. Has some cool stuff, some loose stuff. I'd like to showcase this piece too. This is cool. This is a first shot walrus, man. I think I mentioned a couple times. This is pretty cool. First shot, prototype, call it what you will. It is a first shot, but it's a prototype, so pre-production. And you can see some of the different things about this that make it kind of different. So kind of cool to have one of these. You don't see these all the time come up on the open market, and they're really kind of traded between collectors and whatnot. So cool piece to have too, a lot of cool stuff, man. What do we got? We got some... Yeah, I've got some Cardiff stuff we're going to sell, some loose stuff we're going to sell, all kinds of stuff tomorrow. And we'll have some modern as well. It'll be fun, man. Yeah, Tony, that was you. I remember that. Let's see what else we got. Got some Yoda stickers. I don't know how I found these and something. That's cool, though. These are outdated, obviously. Did I show this last time? I don't remember. It's just kind of cute, right? I did show this. I did show that. This is just laying around. Just like seeing any other kind of so got a ton of loose figures, man. I can't say that enough. But I like loose stuff, man. It's just easy to display. It's cheap to ship. It's all that. It's just like nothing wrong with it. It's like just good. It's just good stuff. I don't know anybody that doesn't like loose, unless you have them all. Then then you're on to your next venture. Got a sealed Star Destroyer still. If Justin's watching, he's like, "Yeah, I know you got it." Cool stuff, man. Let's see if I can show you anything else. Got it. Oh, got this one. This is brand new. This is a 32 back Yoda. This is the debut card for that figure. just freshly graded from CAS. Cool piece. Got an 80 grade. So this will be your first appearance of Yoda on Empire Strikes Back card. There it is. Got the old archival stuff in the back too. CS does a nice job of that. So there you go. Yeah. Happy 2020. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, he likes loose stuff. It's pretty obvious. he's always getting on there buying it loose, man. I really try to get in the best stuff I can, loose wise. You know. What else? What else? Posters not in there. Let's see. Yeah, I forget it's 2020, right? Isn't that crazy? It's you know, it's just mind blowing. Like every year that ticks by, and just like the number, it's like at some point you just don't care anymore. I'm like, I never thought I would live to see 2020. Like when I was a kid, I'm like, that just seems so ancient, and here I am, you know. Hopefully, halfway past, half my life is still out there to live. I hope. We'll see, right? Let's see on there. Trying to think of anything else just laying around that I can show you that's different or new, and I've got a bunch of new stuff. It's just you know, I think I got some last 17 loose I can throw up there tomorrow, some complete stuff, so you can get a hold of that if you like it. But we'll have some cool. Tomorrow will be a good sale. Actually, they're all good, but tomorrow will be a good one. Good. Now that I'm thinking of what the stuff that I have, I'll put together. I've got a few new items, some loose stuff as well, that we'll throw up there. I haven't seen a lot of vehicles and play sets. Which is kind of par for the course, but at least none that I would, you know. I try to really sell complete stuff. I don't like selling incomplete stuff. But one of these days, I want to have another parts and happy New Year, Dawn. Thank you. I'm going to try to do another parts and lot. I've got a couple things scheduled in my brain. I need to like put it on paper, but I'll hopefully get it done, and I'll promote it on the, on the page. I want to do another parts and weapon sale, which is just all loose stuff. Maybe you need a dish to go with your Falcon. Maybe you need some struts. Maybe you need this. Maybe those kind. I did a few of those. They were wildly successful. What's up, Brian? Just saw you pop in there. So I want to do one of those again, and people have been asking for that, so I'll throw another one of those out there. I want to do a 2D sale, and for those that don't know what that means, just everything would be like things like flat things like this, not this, but wall hangings, posters, things like that. I'll do another one of those. As well as, some just different stuff. I'm really excited because I've just kind of got a lot of stuff laying around that just I need to do something with, but I just keep bringing in more inventory. It's just really hard to always get that stuff out there, and I can't do a 500 lot sale in one night. At least I'm not going to. You don't want to see the tail end of that. I'll be on my last leg. But so there's that. What else? What else do we got? Yeah, I'm just open it up to whatever, and I guess once again, if you're just coming in, let them know how your new year went. If you went out and did something, and not, I stayed home and played it safe and didn't do anything. Watched TV. Kind of refreshing, I'm going on a purge too. By the way, for those that would be a riot, right? I not to sidetrack. I went on. I used to my original when I started doing sell stuff. I would do long sales. I'm talking pretty, several hours, and I enjoyed it. But just the back end of that shipping stuff, when we had a crew doing that and everything, and it was just so much logistics and I'm not knocking that at all. It's just I found it better for me to do an hour ish and doing 30 items or whatever it may be, and then just progressing from there. It's just, hello, Paul. Happy Merry Christmas. For me, it was just a lot a better situation for what we were doing, and also it lets me hone in on select items. I really try to pick things that I think will actually work, as opposed to just throwing a dart at a board kind of a situation. It makes it easier for what I do. So there's no wrong way of doing it. It's just everybody's has their opinion. So, but yeah, I used to do long sales, and they were fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun seeing that PayPal balance go up too, but my point is it's just a lot of work. And I really have kind of offset that by doing 2 a week anyway. So it's kind of the same thing, if you will. Yeah. Oh, didn't make it till midnight, huh? That's funny. I fell asleep last year and woke up. Well, Scott, nothing wrong with that. And that's exactly what I did. Well, actually, you know what? I fell asleep the after the new year and woke up the same day. But because I kind of have, for a reason, have a little. What's up, Brandon? Happy New Year. Had a woke up last night, or excuse me, went to bed late. I kind of always like to stay up at least. I always end up staying up past midnight. Usually, it seems. I don't really hold New Year in a big regard. I mean, it's another year in your belt, and I get all that. It's just, to me, it's just kind of one of those holidays to like promote just going out and getting drunk. Which, hey, nothing against that, if that's your deal. But it's just like you can do that on a Tuesday, Well, made it to February 3rd, let's go party. But no, it's I've never really been a big brouhaha New Year's guy. I've been just kind of a sit at home and do nothing. And that with all the checkpoints out there and the crazies that get out there and mess with it, I'm like, man, I'll just play it safe. Take the high road, if you will. Not the moral high road, but the high road of not getting in trouble. Happy New Year. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. I went to bed at 10 Eastern and loved every minute of it. Some people just don't care. Confirmed. Well, I'll tell you that, especially, and I make no, this is part of my, my younger years. I mean, I can drink enough beer to float a boat. That was kind of, and a lot of people could too. But these days, man, my body can't take it. And also it's easier. It's a lot harder. My metabolism is not as it was. So I've got to be careful or I'll just blow up, and I just try to mitigate that as much as possible. And my body just can't take it. I mean, I after a certain point, I'm just like, I'm going to get sick or I'm not going to feel good. And I try to really be careful about that, and I definitely don't have the same capacity that I once did, and I'm probably thankful for that because I probably have health problems. So, anyways, that's funny, but no, I don't. What I say about and not that it matters. I was saying, everybody has their New Year's resolutions. Let's talk about that. This is not Star Wars related, but maybe you have a New Year's resolution. It may be Star Wars. Let's do this. Let's keep it Star Wars related because personal is kind of weird. What in your new year, which is this year, obviously, do you have any wants or wishes that you're like, man, I really want to accomplish this goal with my collecting goal? David, he wants a first shot walrusman, and I have one, so that makes sense. David. He's like, damn it. Right here. It's like, but my point is, what are you looking for in 2020? Do you need to quit your loose run? Do you want some more 12 backs? Do you want you have a Yoda focus, Mandalorian stuff, whatever. I mean, all that stuff. Let me know what, I'm always interested, not personally, but just I like to understand what people are after because it's fun, right? And it also helps me, gives me some free information on if I see something. Hey, I got this for you. I got this here. You want this? But let me know, or let us know in the comments what you're looking for in 2020 as far as your collecting goals. I mean, maybe it's a carded Blix. Maybe it's hey, good goal to have, a tough goal. David, sorry, David. You're that thing is sold. It's out the door. It just needs to be packaged up. It's gone. I'm sorry, bro. You had your chance, missed it. There's more of them out there though, so you're good to go. I'm just kidding. I was also showing these pieces are here earlier, just kind of talking about those, which you know about. And Tony Johnson's in there too. He's the one that drove us, David. If you notice commenting, he's the one that drove us out to see to CIB that one day. Need a clean house? That's. Oh, the vinyl cape Java. Now, Chris, do you want a vinyl cape Java on card or want a loose one? Not that there is a big distinction there, but separation there. But hey, yeah, loose or carded, they're tougher to source for sure. Well, David, yeah, you know what? Power of the Force FX7 proof. That's a good one to have. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I mean, I do know about that one, but You have to rattle some, shake some chains and rattle some trees to get that one to come out. And it'll probably take money and all kinds. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I never saw that. Yeah. Let's see. New Year's resolution isn't to scale, so that I can put addition to my house. Uh, no. Well, listen, no, Brandon. But see, here's the catch 22 of that, Brandon. See, you're gonna add addition on your house. It's gonna be a new collecting room. So then you have to fill it up with something. I'm just giving you a hard time. But no, that stuff always comes. I always say, man, take care of your home stuff first before you get into the collecting. Because I mean, if you can't display it anyway, what's the difference? And you got to make your wife happy too. That's one. That's another thing. Or significant other, I should say. Got to be PC correct in these days. I mean, I'm trying. uh, Um, yeah, and David, I keep forgetting. I was up there yesterday. I forgot you got your one, and probably woke up and you still hadn't sunk in yet. You're one step closer to finishing your 12 back run. Got the 3 PO. You know, um, that. So you're one more there, and that thing was beautiful. Just that little crack in the bubble, man. It's just like such a. It is what it is. So for what it's a good piece. So I'm glad that you could keep on continuing on with that, because then you got check that one off your list. Good piece. Oh yeah, I got you, man. Last 3 12 backs, an early bird set, and to actually spend on collection. He said, what's he say? Oh, Lewis. Okay, gotcha. I got you, Lewis. He said, what are the last 3 12 backs that you need, Tony? I don't know if you've told me before. I apologize. I think you may have, but I can't keep up because I remember at one time it was more than that. 4, 5, 6. Remember? Which 3 are there? Okay, that's cool, man. Yeah, on occasion I do get those. Oh, thanks, David. Okay, occasionally I do get those Letty pieces in. It's like I said, case by case basis, and usually it has to be graded because I personally don't know enough about that stuff to get involved with it. I like it all. It's just, it's different than just a loose, cloud car pilot. That I'm good with. But it's like, if I find, but I have been offered things at times on that. I was offered is it the Burgundy Cape Bid Fortuna? I guess obviously. It has to be because the red and the white are the prototype deals. So I was, at one time, it's just those are kind of pricey. They're not crazy, but here again, it's like finding somebody who would want that. It's a little bit of a challenge, but it's a cool piece. So Luke, Han, and Jawa. Man, Tony, the Jawa is easy, as long as you don't want the vinyl one, and that's still not hard. It's just expensive. The Jawa is actually it's pretty easy. Jawas you can fall into for a. That's the Jawa is actually a 12-back character that is funny. It's like it actually is kind of undervalued to me. It's like I think it would sell for a lot more because it's a cool. I just like the character, but it doesn't. It's kind of like a Sam person, and even 3POs. And there's a few of those Death Squad commanders that for whatever reason just, depending on they're usually not up there in the Death Squad. Now Luke and Han, yeah, those are going to be tough depending on the small hit. Han especially. But you never know. Especially this time of year, a lot of stuff pops up. People paying their bills off and things like that, and sometimes there's some good deals to be had depending on what's out there. You know what I mean? So, and just in general, we need to do like that'd be fun. I'll think with that. Thank you. Happy New Year, Stephen. Yeah, Burgundy. Yeah, that's what I know the white cape one is from the mock-up, and it's a prototype. But then the red cape is another prototype deal or whatever, because that was in the back of their Jedi cards and other stuff as well. That's cool. They're all cool. I just like Bib Fortuna is a cool character. He's just got the snake or the big hose around, the big, what is that, slug around him? He's a slug, I guess, of some kind or whatever he is. See, that's where I stop. I don't even know what the hell this character is. Somebody's like, he is the such and such from this planet, and blah. I'm like, okay, over my head. I just know what he was in the movie. And that's the thing is I really try to not get deep in that stuff because it's like my brain would explode because just knowing about the toys is enough. But there you go. Chroman, any character. Yeah, that's a good one. Any character. Ah, man. Any character. I think that's obtainable. Yeah, I will say, Tony, and you probably know this. You better off go for if you. I mean, you can find an A card, the cloth cape, for a good price. You're getting that for good. Those are expensive. They actually have talked about. I say they, the community people. The community as a whole has surmised that the A card cloth is actually tougher to get than the vinyl cape, but it's obviously not in the same price range. So. The B card, go for that one. If you unless you just want an A card and you have to wait, but if you can find one, that's a good grab. The B and even I get it. Yeah, man. Oh, I forgot to mention that Steven's down in Australia with all the fires and stuff. They're raging. That sucks. I don't know much about it, because it's just so hard to keep up with it. Man, I've heard those guys are just. It's brutal down there. That's. It's like kind of here too. We have tornadoes and stuff like that. It's just you can't really go anywhere in the world and not be immune to weather. You can go to the tropics and you're getting a hurricane. So it's like you can't go anywhere. It sucks, man. It's just kind of what if it's your turn this year. We get our fair share of bad weather all the time. Matter of fact, people that know me or know of me know that my side stuff that I do is a lot of storm chasing. Not last year. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff that was really kind of local. That was kind of, at least I had the timing was right for me. But there is, I do that. I have a weather page. It's called WX Seth, and I need to get more on there and post stuff because I'm just lazy. But I do live videos of storm chasing. So if just FYI, if I have a live scale scheduled for whatever day it may be, and there is a potential for severe weather that's within reach, and I want to go, live sales probably getting canceled. Just so you know, and I guess that's selfish or whatever, but I can't mitigate that because that stuff is so specific. I can't say, well, I'll wait till next time. No, I gotta go. It's almost like a fire happening. It's like you go if something the bell goes off. It's like I'm out. But yeah. That's another thing that I like doing is storm chasing. Lots of fun, and it's usually bust. You don't see anything. I'm outside of you don't see the high end events, but that's part of the fun, right? It's like going fishing for trophy fish. It's like you rarely are going to catch it, but that's the thrill, the hunt, kind of deal. Yep, storm chasing, bro. Stormy chasing. That's it. Live in the heartland or the wasteland. I don't know what you call it. Down here in Oklahoma in Tornado Alley, you have Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas. Those are kind of, and maybe Nebraska, and there's basically the middle of the country is where it's at. Yeah, it's right. Even the busts are fun, David. They are fun because it's about getting out there and you see other people and it's fun. David knows because he's been on several of them with me. We've seen a few tornadoes here and there, and that couple years ago was fun up there in Kansas. So it's definitely it's not. I like it because of what it is, but also the tech that's involved. Because it's not just you get out there with your phone and take pictures, which people do that. I'm not knocking it, but man, it's a cool setup. You got GPS, overlays with data, radar stuff and all that. It's the whole. And then streaming video, it's like you're in a little command post. It's fun, man. And you're kind of doing your own thing. It's a lot of work, and you have a like David usually drives for me or something, or drives while I'm doing the weather end of it, or directing or navigating or whatever you want to call it. But it's hard to do by yourself. I've done it, and it's a lot easier with two people, and it's also a lot safer because you're just all kinds of elements going on right there. Yeah. But that's something that I enjoy, and I'm looking forward to that this spring. We'll see what happens. That's why I've been kind of actively looking for another kind of vehicle. I loved the last one I had, but it had to. I'm glad I turned loose of it because it was like it may be having some problems. You never know when you get up that mileage, but I really. We'll see. The good thing is I've got all the gear for all that stuff. My interesting thing is I've got a lot of Star Wars stuff. I've got a lot of chase gear, tornado stuff. I've got a lot of music gear. I've got a lot of audio gear. I've got a lot of computer gear, a lot of camera gear. I'm just like a rolling AV center with a bunch of Star Wars. I mean, it's kind of funny if I think I never really thought about it that way, but I've got a ton of that stuff, which is, it's one of those things that do I need it all the time? No, but when I want it, I'm not going to go buy it because I've already got it. What's up, Ruben Rene Martinez? Yeah, man, Michael, that was a good series, man. I know a lot of those guys or have met and had, run-ins with a lot of those guys in those series. That really, the good thing about that is it was awesome, but it blew that market up, and everybody now since then wants to storm chase. So it's kind of made it. I say market, it blew that scene up so everybody is out there doing it, and it's just always going to attract that kind of thing anyway. But it's just kind of really pushed it. Hoarder, hey. There's a fine line between hoarding and collecting, and also amassing things that you need. I get it. I will say that there's some truth to that. Hoarding is, I wouldn't say somebody on the outside looking in could say that, but also I think it's how you do it. It's like if you just, I was gonna say if you just leave stuff laying around. I've got stuff laying around. First shot laying around, some of this stuff laying around. It reminds me of CIB, actually. My point, not to that degree, my point is that I guess somebody would consider that, but at the same time, it's controlled chaos. So there you go. You can wear that hoarder badge with pride. But no, I know where things are at. That's the thing. If somebody asks me like, hey, where's that at? I'm like, third row up there, behind that. I know where it's at. So if my brain somehow took a shock and went blank, we'd be in trouble around here. Hey, where are the car keys at? But it is what it is. It's a lot of just try to stay fresh and stay fun and keep things. I have a lot of things going on, like during the year, including this, obviously a big part of my life, but other things too. Yeah. And also, on the flip side of that, it's like I like doing things like diving. I went surfing in Costa Rica, which was fun. I enjoy being, traveling too. So I would not be considered a homebody, even though my downtime I am, kind of just chill. But I'm actively out there doing something. I just can't stay still. Tomorrow is the next live sale, Brandon. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. Tomorrow night will be the first live sale of 2020. 2020. So there you go. Join in. We will have fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, I've got some last 17 loose. I've got some carded stuff, some really nice carded stuff, and a lot of stuff stockpiled. So I always have inventory. If I don't, then that's kind of the lifeblood of what I do, obviously. But every time I think I'm like, running low on something or like, man, I've only got a couple more of those, something else comes in. So it's a good problem to have, but it's always just put more into something else. Like it's a racket, but it's a lot of worse things could be out there for sure. Oh, no worries. You're good, Brandon. It's what it is. But yeah, once again, like, just kind of spitballing here and whatever. Let me know if what your 2020, collecting goals are. I've gone through a few of them out there, and people have commented, which is awesome. I always like to know just personally, but it's always fun. It's always kind of cool to see. Mine, I have a few things that I need to get for my collection that I would like, poster-wise, because I've really been involved in that lately. And these are things that I can go get today if I wanted to, but, just like everybody else, you trying to manage ins and outs and family stuff and business. So what I'm looking for is some one sheets like from Jaws. I really like that movie. It's an expensive poster. I really don't care about roll versus folded. As long as it's a good folded one. Some things like Goonies. That's another expensive one. I really like that movie. What's a couple more out there? Maybe some obscure stuff like different, like Rocky. Just like I love that '80s stuff. I've got Gremlins and Karate Kid and all among others, but I just really like those posters, man. They're fun. What's up, Craig? Craig Chapman. What's up, buddy? So yeah, that's what I'm looking for me. I mean, and among other things, you know, I like cool stuff that's different, and I forgot about that too. I probably want to sell that one of these days. I don't know. I've just been hanging around here. I don't think I've ever tried to sell it, to be honest. I've got a photo over here hanging up of Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher that's all signed by all of them. It has this search with it and all that stuff, which is cool. It actually has a double cert. I don't know. It's just I keep forgetting about that. It's cool. I'm not a big autograph guy though, but it is cool to see that. Harrison Ford his autograph is not cheap, but you know, is what it is. But yeah, that's my thing this year is trying to acquire some more 2D stuff for me, and also just, you know, everybody else's mainstay: lose weight, eat healthy, all that jazz. Can't go wrong with that. It's like almost like what do the Miss America and Miss Universe, world peace? It's like kind of the standard line that you can't go wrong with, right? Lose weight, eat better. Yeah. So Mike asked, any recommendations for display helmets? I mean, it's really how far you want to go with that. I mean, if you want something that's like super awesome, um, there is a guy who does. I say a guy. I'm guessing it's a guy. It's called Boba Maker. And he's out of the UK, and obviously his stuff is like spot on, like movie. Like, I mean, it's like he's taking stills, and like you would probably hard pressed to find a better representation of a accurate to the helmet, depending if you went Jedi or Empire or things like that, you know. But he's a good way to go. He's not cheap, obviously, and I say cheap. Cheap is subjective to your budget, but it's, you know, it can be pricey. And then you can go other routes too. There's other manufacturers, but he's one of the guys that is really good. He's got a wait list and all that stuff. He makes the full armor set, and he also makes Mando helmets too. He's making helmets from the new movie. So yeah, go big or go home. But I mean, I really am a proponent, and this is not from my position. I mean, it's just I've always thought you kind of get what you pay for. Now there's a fine line between spending a lot on something that is a small difference. You know, like does it really matter at that point? It's kind of like the difference between like an 85 grade and a 90 grade. It's like the 85 is ridiculously clean. It's nice. Usually there's not anything that you're going to stand out and say, man, that thing is this way or whatever. A 90 grade is going to cost substantially more, but how much value you're getting there, it's up to you. You know, so that's the way I look at that stuff. It's just at the end of the day, you have to wear it or look at it, and that's all that really matters. But you need Boba Maker makes some good stuff, man. I don't know him. I don't have any endorsement with him or anything like that, but I just know he does good stuff. I've made a full set of gear myself before. It's a lot of work and it's really hard. So those guys that do it better than I have or can, you know, it's an art. It's an art form, and it's awesome. It's just they do good stuff. It's quality work. But yeah, so there you go. Justin Matthews, what's up, man? Chiming in there. What time is it? My time. It is 1:41. Well, let's see. Well, if anything else, you got any questions for me, you can always message the store. I will, I'm always on, if so to speak, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If I'm out and about, it takes a little bit. But like I said, we'll see you, if nothing else, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. First sale of 2020 will be a lot of fun, and I'll put some cool stuff out for you guys, some cool loose pieces, some carded stuff, and all that good stuff. Until then, I hope you guys have a great new year. Enjoy yourself. Rest up, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Once again, adios, and thanks for tuning in.